Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska, my standing in Mensa was seriously jeopardized by the length of time it took me to get my way to Texas. I remain a Cornhusker fan. I read the Omaha World Herald every morning on the internet. And I return each Memorial Day to remember and to honor my roots by placing flowers on graves of family members. But I do love Texas, my adopted new home. My goal today is to share with you enough about my life so that even though you may be shocked by what I have to say today or in the future, you will at least have the opportunity for some understanding where those strong and maybe strange opinions arose. Florence Littauer wrote a lot of books on personality. Florence would say that I was a very strong melancholy. A Myers-Briggs test, which I'm sure many of you have taken, would certainly identify me as an INTJ. Psychological analysis of my brain patterns would clearly show that I'm very strongly left-brained. A philosophical analysis would probably come up with the fact that I was a cynical atheist. Physical examination would have you understand why you see me limp occasionally. In 1948, the polio virus killed most of the nerves in the muscles beneath my left knee to the floor. Philosophical analysis, I've already pointed out, but I don't want you to miss it. I am a cynical atheist. Having gone into college as a pre-thea student, I learned some things that kind of turned my life around, and I've very comfortably, for the last 50 years, been where I'm at. Political pundits would probably describe me as a libertarian conservative, maybe a conservative libertarian. Economic theorists would have you understand clearly that I'm an unabashed believer and have committed my life to laissez-faire capitalism and the free marketplace. Formally educated at the University of Omaha, I majored in philosophy and minored in economics. Dr. Winifred Payne taught me to critically think. Years later, Ayn Rand taught me to think correctly. I am the oldest of 7 children, and I have 5 of my own, and one of my daughters gave me 2 beautiful granddaughters. My mother, 4 sisters, and 2 brothers, and 2 of my 5 children live in or near Omaha yet today. I was married for 15 years, then I was married for 27 years, and now I'm into the 2nd year of my 3rd marriage. I seldom refer to Brenda as my 3rd wife, preferring instead to refer to her as my last wife. There are some who would say, 3 strikes and you're out. I prefer to think 3rd time is a charm. Speaking of 3, I think I have finally discovered the secret of a happy marriage. It is not those 3 little words that we hear so often, I love you. It's those 2 magical words, yes, dear. The first third of my working career, I was a salesman. First in insurance, then I sold latex bras and girdles, then I sold calculators, and then advertising specialties. The second third of my working career, I was a customs broker, licensed by the U.S. Treasury to represent my clients in the U.S. Custom House. The third part of my working career, I was smart enough to marry a beautiful Texas gal who has enough personal wealth to make up for the loss that I suffered in 2 divorces. Along the way, I've had a little bit of a political career, starting in high school in 1956, unsuccessfully running for class president. In 1965, I unsuccessfully ran for a seat on the Omaha City Council. And in 1980, I was an unsuccessful candidate for the Republican nomination to the U.S. Congress from Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District. Fortunes changed, however. In 1993, I was elected as the district governor of the Optimist International in Nebraska. And last year, 2002, I was elected to be president of the Optimist Club of Fort Worth, which, by the way, I will complete that term in October if I get by a vote this business meeting to kick me out of office. So there you have my story so far, albeit the Cliff Notes or the Reader's Digest version. I try to help you understand that people view me as judgmental, left-brained, melancholy, libertarian, optimistic, free enterprise politician with a slight limp, and, one at a time, 3 fungible wives. I see myself perhaps a little differently. I see myself as a relatively complex but purposely transparent person who is very comfortable with himself while striving to get better every day. In the area of public speaking, I'm counting on you to help me succeed. Mr. Toastmaster.